Hey, what's going on, everyone? Vega here for SerpentX Tech. In this video, I'm going to go over some of the steps needed to get your FPGA up and running. Now, everybody has different FPGAs, so this one's going to be strictly for the Xilinx C1100 and I believe the U50C, which are in the shared family. Now, there's a number of different things that you're going to need. I will have it linked down in the description to those various items that you need. But just note that the FPGA community is very tight-knit. Be respectful, be humble. Don't go in there and don't go sharing proprietary information unless you're giving explicit permission to do so. I do have permission from the dev who does want data, so I'm developing a Google Docs where I shared like my past Caspa overclocks and settings on my C1100, Ironfish, and now we got Radiant going. So you want to do this on a Linux system, not Hive OS or anything like that. A Linux system. I moved it to a dedicated rig to where I can control it. And the first thing I would say you're going to need is the Next JTAG license. You're also going to need the Next JTAG 2.8.0 Beta 3 version because Beta 2 did not work. You're also going to need the bit streams, obviously. And then you're going to want the miner itself, the RAD FPGA Miner Linux version 1.01, at least right now at time of filming. I have all of these steps. I'm going to do my best to list them down in the description. Right now, what you're looking at is a gobbledygook mess of me doing trial and error, but I'm going to give you all the basics. Again, the Next JTAG, Beta 2 did not work. So download the correct one. You can go to Next JTAG releases to get the correct one, and then all the commands are right here for us. I'll explain what some of those commands are, but you can just basically follow along with what I'm talking about. Then you're going to need a license. It does cost money to get the license, so be patient. If you need a Next JTAG, click the link in the description. Go into the Next Design Solutions Discord, click on Next JTAG, and then message, hey, I need a license, and just be patient. So that's step one. The program for Next JTAG on GitHub and a license. Get that. Then you're going to want the bit stream. Now that's going to be in a completely different Discord, but we need the Radiant bit stream for whatever your specific device is, and then the miner itself. That's going to be in this Discord right here, and the only way to get in here is to go to the one I have linked down below, the FPGA Discord, go to the Whitefire channel, and then request an invite. Be patient. These guys are very busy. So we're going to need this miner here on the announcement. Once you get into the main Discord, you're going to need this miner, version 1.01 from Whitefire. Just scroll up a little bit on the announcements page. And then scroll down a little bit, and you'll find the bit streams for the TH55, the C1100, the FK33 or the Forest Kitten, and the TH53. Just download the corresponding one for your device. And obviously, you're going to want to extract all of those. Now, you could use the GUI, or you could use commands if you're familiar with Linux. But just make sure all of those items are extracted, and then you have the miner as well. Your license for the Next JTAG needs to be in the folder that you just extracted. So the Next JTAG 2.8 Beta 3, copy your license, go into the folder, click on bin, and then paste your license here. You just want to leave that in there. It's perfectly fine. Do not provide your DNA number willy-nilly to anybody out there. Just make sure you keep it safe, but you're going to have to provide your DNA number to the person that's going to help you get that Next JTAG in order to utilize this bit stream. So the steps that I went through, my trial and error, was testing out the 2.8 Beta 2. Did not work. Okay, so I went and got the latest version, Beta 3. Then I extracted the folder, or the items in the folder. So it would be those 4 items minus your license, which you just copied and pasted. And then I tried loading the bit stream, but it still didn't work. Okay, so then I hit change mode, or chmod plus X, and I changed this file right here. Then I tried running the miner, and it didn't work. Now the commands you see right here are not really necessary, but I had to do it because I was mining on different cryptocurrencies like Caspa or Ironfish. So I just wanted to see what was going on. What can Next JTAG detect on my device? So -A is all, so detecting all FPGAs or devices on the particular platform. -T is temperature. -V is voltages. So you don't need to do this. But if you do these few steps up here and you're not getting any progress, let's do ls mod. Just make sure that the device is detected. You'll see it in the list. You don't have to do this command, but again, I just wanted to confirm the computer can see the FPGA. Then I cleared everything out with the sudo rm mod ftdi underscore sio, and then I cleared the bit streams on it. So all bit streams are being cleared out by this command right here. You technically could just skip straight to this. These two right here, just make sure nothing is running and you're good to go. Then try running the miner again. It's probably going to fail on you, no problem. I will have all of this either in a link in the description, because YouTube descriptions are a pain in the butt, or in a separate document that will be linked down in the description. Miner didn't work for me. Okay, so I loaded the bitstream again. Boom. Then I cleared it again, just writing and clearing, making sure that there's nothing left over from any past bit streams or any junk that I did to my own FPGA, because it's very customized work and very technical work. Loaded the bit stream one more time, and then I was able to get the miner up and running with this command right here. This is just telling you you're going to use this miner, the rad FPGA miner, Linux underscore or dash v1.01. Dash O is going to be the pool. Dash U is going to be your address, something you're similar with seeing with like Team Red Miner and stuff like that. Dash max dash temp, the max temperature of the core, and then target of 450 megahertz. I don't think T is target, but that's basically telling that the core is 450. And you're going to see it ramp up little by little. It's going to go, like 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And it's going to take some time. Just give it a minute. Shouldn't take too long. These are some additional commands that I use to try to, again, make sure everything is communicating. Devices are showing. We're good to go. And here it is. The miner is working. We're at 460 megahertz. I'm still fine-tuning the core clock and the frequency. And we average around 3.1 gigahash at only 90-something watts. But you can't just drop the core. When you go to run the command I just showed you right here with the core at 50, the default voltages is going to be 0.79, maybe 0.78 or 0.80, somewhere in there. And it's going to run very high. So 154 watts is what I was pulling at the wall. And it's not the most efficient, but that is the stock setting. So test it out stock first and then go from there. But there is a trick to get this guy working using Team Red Miner, because Team Red Miner can talk to the FPGA. So what I did is, obviously you always want to quit the miner correctly. To quit the miner correctly, you want to hit Control C. It's going to downclock itself. Let that finish. If for some reason while it's downclocking itself, it crashes, power off the device. Don't restart, power off the device. Start it up, give it a few seconds, start it up, and then you're going to want to run some basic commands to get it back up and running. Those commands are similar to what we did before. So I'm clearing everything out, sudo rmod ftdi underscore sio, and then the sudo next jtag version, and then the commands dash A for all, dash C for clear. I'm clearing out the bit stream, make sure there was no residue or anything left over. And then once it's cleared out, I can run it, the bit stream, the Radiant bit stream again, to get back up and running with the following command, where you set your core and max temp, pool, and address. But to trick the system and keep the the clocks from Team Red Miner, this is what I'm doing. I already have Team Red Miner installed right here. I already know the commands for it, but I also have it in my terminal. So I'm going to right click, open in terminal inside the Team Red Miner folder. That's very important. You want to be inside the Team Red Miner folder. Then I need to launch Caspa. So I'm going to look for the command to relaunch Caspa, which is right here. You want to set the core as low as possible, do like 100. And you want to set the VCC, INT, or the core voltage as low as possible, which is right there. I took away the memory control, or the VRAM, just for now, but I might add that back in because that might be able to save us a few watts in the future. But I'm going to hit enter, I have to type in the password for my Linux system. Yours might be a little bit different, but just do whatever you have it set up as. And then I'm going to let that run. I got to wait for the bitstream to load, okay? I got to wait for that bitstream to load. Once the bitstream has loaded and I've given it some time, we need to kill it the hard way, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to open up a different window, but we're going to let this run for about a minute. Make sure the bitstream's loaded. Make sure it's at the 100 core clock that we set and the voltages we set. You could just go back and check the miner, but I'm just going to basically give it a minute, and then we're going to kill the task. All right, so we just ran this command right here, which is to let Team Red Miner mine on Caspa with a set core clock and voltage. Now here you see 440, but just put it down to 100. Just put it down to the lowest, because you'll be able to up the core clock on the Radiant command. But now we need to kill the process. When that 1 minute passes up, or you open up the miner, you see it's at the clocks and voltages, we need to kill the process. So right click terminal, new window, and first thing I want you to do is type in PS-A. We need to identify the Team Red Miner process ID. You see right here, parallel to Team Red Miner is the ID of 7253. So now you need to kill it with the command sudo kill -9 and then the actual ID number, right? So in this case, 7253. Again, waiting for the miner to establish the bitstream, waiting for it to accept the voltages, all that good stuff, and now we're going to hit enter. We got to type in the password once again for our Linux system if you have it set up that way. And so you would see on the Caspa window you had running, it says killed. So now it's keeping that there. But now we need to go ahead and go back to Radiant. So I close out of the Team Red Miner window. I close out of this terminal to where I killed the process. And now we can go ahead and load the bitstream for Radiant once again. But I'm going to do it in the correct folder. Not in the Team Red Miner folder, but where I have the rad miner and everything, the bitstream, all that stuff. So I'm going to right click, open in terminal, and I'm going to use this command right here to load the bitstream again. And it's going to take a second, and it's going to start programming. And you'll see it, just give it some time. It will tell you success on multiple levels, right? It's programming the first one, X1, X2, X3, so on and so forth. And it's successful. So now we need to run the command to run our miner, right? So this isn't my actual wallet address. You want to make sure your wallet address and the pool you want to mine to is correct. But now we can get our miner back up and running with the base command. And so I'm doing some tuning and testing. Don't copy my clocks, but I just set the core clock to 480. And you're going to see, watch, it's going to start to pick up little by little. If you see the option to where it says it doesn't detect an FPGA or no valid FPGA is found, restart your device, clear everything out with the -A-C command that I showed you, the sudo rmmod command that I showed you, and then try to reload the bitstream and try again. If this thing crashes in the middle of mining and it doesn't clear out or it doesn't downclock, you can't hit Control-C and it goes down and steps down bit by bit, do not reload the bitstream. Do not reload the bitstream. Shut it down, clear out the bitstreams using the commands I showed you, and start again. If you crash in the miner, if you can't close in the miner, whatever it might be. But that way you can start testing and tuning and share your data with Whitefire and the team on their Discord. To get into their Discord, you have to go to the FPGA Discord itself and then go to the Whitefire channel and ask for an invite. You won't be able to get in unless you do these steps. It does take a little bit of work, but here you go. Whitefire 990. I have the invite in the description. You come here. Hey, can I get an invite? You be patient, and then you will be invited to the appropriate Discord that has the bitstreams and the miner. Okay? Go back to my document. Check the commands if you need to. Hit me up if you have questions. Hit us up in the Discord if you have questions. And be patient if you are a veteran. Be patient with the newbies. And newbies, be patient with the veterans. So here we are, hashing away on Radiant. I showed you the commands that I used to get it working in the first place. It was a little bit of trial and error. I'll have everything step by step in the description below for the initial startup, as well as for the trick to get it locked at a certain voltage and stuff like that in a different section. But everything will be linked down in the description. Otherwise, reach out to the Discord and various communities. We'll do our best to help you out. I know there's a long video. Thank you for your patience. A lot of information to take in, but this is really fun for me, and I'm sure for many of you, and I enjoy the challenge. So be careful with overclocking. You don't want to overvolt. You don't want to, push your FPGA, especially the C1100, beyond, 0.8 millivolts. Some people can push because they got adequate cooling. I am just on an air cooler, the Osprey cooler. But you got to be careful, because just like GPUs, you overvolt these things, overclock these things too hard, you could damage something. And FPGAs are not cheap. So just do your best. Follow the baseline guide. Carefully overclock. If you have questions, reach out to various people in the community, or hit me up in the comments below. But that's going to do it for today. Please do me a favor on the way out. Hit the like button. Make sure to get subscribed. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out some of the links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. And you just have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you in the next one. And my apologies, Whitefire, or any of the devs, if I said something incorrect. This is just a basic overview guide, as dumbed down as I possibly can make it. If I am incorrect, hit me up in the comments, and I will pin it to the top or make an update video. Thank you, guys. See you.